You're going to paint more on your sponge, and you're going to dab it on the tip of your nail. Hey guys, okay, so today I am going to show you a quick, simple, sexy little Valentine nail tutorial. I know I'm looking a little rough. I just got out of the shower, which I know is typical if you watch, my other videos on my channel. That's pretty standard for me, but it doesn't matter what I look like today because it's all about my nails. So, I'm going to be showing you guys, how to, create this look. I did this one hand so that I could show you, what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I'm going to show you how to do the other one right now. Okay, so let's get ready. Okay, so I already polished my nails black. I did that last night because you want to make sure that your polish is super duper dry before you start this. So I would either polish them just a little while ahead of time and make sure you give them plenty of time to dry, or, do what I did and do them the night before. Now, I didn't clean up around the nails yet, so there is that, but you definitely want to polish them ahead of time so that they're super duper dry. So, like I said, I did these last night so that they would be nice and dry for today. So what I used was, I always use this. It's Sticky Base Coat. It's by C&D brand, which is Creative Nail Design. I always buy it. I try to always buy it anyways, in a big bottle. It lasts forever. Knock on wood. It's never like gone bad on me, and it takes me forever because I go through stages where I don't do anything with my nails, and it seems to always last for me. This is my favorite base coat because, like I said, it's called Sticky. It says it's an anchoring base coat, so what it does is it stays sticky. So, in a sense, not like super duper sticky, but sticky enough that when you put your polish on, it like just helps it adhere better. So your color really sticks to your base coat. So I highly recommend this super duper good base coat. It's my favorite. I hope they never quit making it because it just works really well. Now for my black, if you watched any of my other videos, you'll see that my personal opinion, I'm sure people would disagree with me, but my personal opinion is if you have a good base coat and a top coat, that you can kind of cheat and get away with the cheaper nail polishes. That's my opinion. Like I said, I'm sure other people would disagree with me, but in my opinion, the base coat and the top coat is what's really important. Now, I don't put a top coat on this. I didn't, just simply because I have acrylic nails on, and polish doesn't really chip on acrylic nails. It usually more like wears off from the ends, but it doesn't really chip. And I personally feel like glitter is hard enough to get off on its own, that I don't want to. I have like a super duper good top coat, and I don't want to make it any harder to get off than it already is going to be, because we all know like what glitter nail polish is like getting off. When I was taking off my polish that I had on before this, it was glitter, and I was cursing myself for using glitter, but then I put it right back on because it's glitter. It's beautiful. But I used this black polish. It is the LA Colors Color Last nail polish. Now, I got it at Walmart. I can't remember, it was $1.97 or $1.78 or something like that. It was just under $2. Super duper cheap. And I have to say that I was really impressed with this because I've used black polish before. Excuse me. I've used black polish before where I've had to put like quite a few coats on it because it hasn't been like real thick, or it was almost like watery or something, where I've had to put a lot of coats on to get a nice black coverage. But this was actually like, it's pretty thick, so I did 2 coats just, which is pretty normal, just to get a nice, good coverage. But like, this is really good. My only thing that I don't particularly like about this brand is that the brush is super short. There's like nothing to it, and it's a really big, thick brush. So, and I prefer like a thinner brush because to me that's just, I have really tiny fingers, and so it's like a little bit too thick and wide for me. And the brush itself is really short. I prefer to have like a normal longer brush. But the coverage of this polish is pretty good, and it's thick, and it lasts pretty well. So, you know, I would probably, like I had a gray color on before it was the same brand, and I do like them because they're really thick and nice. Like the polish, like I said, you don't have to put like a ton of coats on like I've had with other polishes, but you know, the brush kind of sucks. I wish they made them in like a bigger, slimmer, more normal nail polish bottle so that the brush was a little better. But you know, I would probably you know, continue to purchase these just simply because the polish itself is pretty good quality, I think. And like I said, it's just under $2 at Walmart, so it's really cheap. I know I kind of got rambling there, but it's important. Now, like I said, I'm not putting a top coat on these personally just because I have acrylic nails on. If you're putting it over your natural nails, you definitely want to use a top coat because it will chip off your natural nails. Polish just does, and it just helps it stay longer on your natural nails. If you are going to use a top coat, I highly, 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 highly recommend, I don't know if you guys can see because of the glare from the sun, this one. I'm going to try really hard to get you guys to see it. I'm getting a really bad glare. There, I think I call it Seche Vite. I don't really know if that's how you pronounce it or not. I get it at Sally's. It's a dry fast top coat. Now the thing about this one is it is also a really thick polish, but this is worth every penny. I haven't found a top coat that I like more. On my natural nails, when I don't have acrylics on, I can grow my nails really nice and stuff, but my nails are weak and they tend to peel, and this keeps polish on my natural nails better than anything else I've found. But the only thing about this is you have to put it on wet polish. So when you would normally polish your nails and you do your base coat and you put your first coat on, and then when you do your second coat of polish, I would recommend putting your second coat of polish on, and then you want to top coat that first hand and then put your second coat on your other hand and then top coat it. If you don't put this on wet polish, you're going to be able to just peel it right off. It has to adhere to a wet polish to make it last, but if you do that, it's going to last really good. Now, if you're doing it on something like today, where you have to let your polish dry, and then you're going to go in with a design, I would recommend then going back over, doing a coat of your base coat. After everything is totally dry, do a coat of your base coat on one hand, then go over it with this top coat, and then do a base coat on your other hand, and then go over it with this top coat. That way, it gives it a wet polish to stick to, and that's how you're going to get your best results. Okay, so enough rambling about the polish. I'm going to show you how to get this design. So all you need is some Scotch tape, and you're going to want to pull some out and give yourself some room. And you're going to want to fold it over itself, and then just stick that end back against the edge of the tape roll. Now I have lost my scissors. Give me one sec. Okay, so I use my nice little curved ones. I don't know if these are technically, honestly, nail scissors. I've seen them called cuticle scissors or whatever, but they're the ones that have a nice little curve to them. I actually use them to trim my eyebrows because I don't like to cut my cuticles personally, because I feel like once you start, then you have to do it forever, and that's just too much maintenance for me. But so I use those for my eyebrows, but they come in really handy for this. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the tape where you folded it in half, and you're just going to cut. You're going to take your scissors, and you're just going to cut a cute just a little heart. Now remember, this is going to go on your finger, so you know, you want it to be, you don't want to make it too big. That one's going to be a little pointy like my other one was, but that's okay. Okay, so after you do that, you're going to want to get your tape up here and just pull some extra out, because you want to give yourself some room to move. And then just pull it apart. And as you can see, that didn't work. It will work, but my heart ended up like a little bit sideways, so we're going to do that again. So I'm going to pause you real quick just to cut that again, because you don't need to see it again. Okay, I got my second one cut here. Take your time and pull it apart slow so that you don't rip your tape. You can see the little heart there. Now, you're going to want to put it on whichever nail you want it on. I put it on my ring finger. Now, some people like it facing away from them so that when they go like this, you know, it's like facing whoever they're showing it to. I personally like it facing towards me. That's just me. So that's what I do. So you want to make sure that you press it down on your nail really, really, really good. So you don't want it sticking up anywhere, because then it's going to mess up your shape. Now, I am using a tiny little China glaze. It is called Ruby Pumps. I've had this. I hope they still make it, because I'm not like it normally. I don't care for red nail polish, but I have this one because I just have a ton of different nail polishes on hand. But I really like this one after using it today, so I'm thinking I might go hunt it down and see if I can get it in a bigger size. I have a little heart cut out on my, stuck to me from getting it out. But so what you want to do when you use your polish, you always want to turn it upside down and roll it in your hands before you start. Don't ever take it and shake it up, because when you shake it, you can create air bubbles, and then that will come out when you polish your nail. You'll have little air bubbles on your nails, and that's definitely not what you want. So you want to take this little makeup sponge that you get in packs, like this usually, just a nice little makeup sponge, and what we're going to do is we're going to paint some of our glitter polish right on the edge of this makeup sponge. And the reason you're doing that is because glitter polish usually, this is actually a pretty thick one, but a lot of times they have like a ton of clear and just a little bit of polish, and it's hard to get like good coverage. When you do this, the clearness of the polish will soak into the sponge and it just leaves you with glitter. So then you're just going to dab it right over your nail where you have your design, and then as you're dabbing, that also like pushes the actual like clearness of the polish into the sponge and just leaves the glitter behind. So you get a much more like just concentrated glitter look that you don't have to like put 25,000 coats of glitter on to get. Now you're going to want to keep doing this until you get a nice solid glitter coverage. Depending on how you know, how much glitter is in your polish, like you might have to do this a little bit, you might have to do this a lot. like I said, mine is actually pretty, like, it's real glittery. There's a lot of glitter in there, so I don't have to do, but I have some that are not as glittery, and I have to put more coats on when I do this. Make sure you get around the edges of your, I just totally got that on my nail, but a little Q-tip and nail polish remover, I'll clean that right up, no problem. Okay, so after you get good solid coverage, you definitely don't want to do what I did and let the tape stick together, because that's going to make your life more difficult. But you're going to want to peel it off right after you're done while it's still wet. If you wait and it dries, you're going to run the risk of peeling your polish off with the tape, and then it's going to totally mess up your design. But take your time and pull it off slow so you have no smudges. And then you're left with your cute little design on your finger. So that's how we get the little shape on our finger. You can do this trick with any design. Any design that you can cut out on tape, you can put on your nail. So now to give, if you look at my nails, I have like a solid, is my camera going to focus? I have like a solid glitter tip, and then I have it like fading down into the black. So if you like to have a more distinct tip, you can just lay strips of Scotch tape straight across your nails and do this method just like we just did with that one. And then you'll have like more of like a French tip kind of look, but I like it the way it fades, so I'm going to show you that, but the other way is really easy, and I just told you. So you're going to paint more on your sponge, and you're going to dab it on the tip of your nail. And you're going to want to, like, you can kind of smudge it down a little bit to give it that, like, faded up ombre-y look. But concentrate on the tip, because that's where you want the most of your coverage to be. You want it to be real solid glitter at the tip and then fade down from there. So you want to dab, 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 dab until that gets a nice, if you notice yourself getting an edge, like I said, just smudge it down just a little bit. Okay, that one actually faded really nice on its own, but I'm still going to show you this. Now I take this then, and I don't go the whole way to the base unless you want your glitter to start fading up from there, but I go just under from where I was dabbing, and I just ever so lightly brush up over it. It's going to give a little bit more glitter concentration to the end, which is not bad, and then it's just going to put just a little bit below it so that it gives you that faded up ombre effect. So that's it. It's like super duper easy. All you have to do is just, you just take your, it really doesn't take any time at all. And you just dab it. And you don't have to be perfect about it, because you want it to be like kind of faded anyways. So, you just kind of just keep brushing it on your sponge and just keep dabbing. Now this does give, because you're like taking the polish, like the clear polishness out of the glitter, in a sense, it does leave the glitter feeling kind of rough on your nails, and if you don't like that, then you're going to want to use a top coat over it to smooth it out. I personally, it doesn't bother me, but if you don't like that rough feeling, then you're going to want to top coat it. So you just dab, 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 dab. And then we're just going to wipe this off and just do a really light fade up. Now, like I said, this is a really, really solidly glittered polish. So it's actually easier to do a fade up if your polish is a little bit more not so like solidly glittered, because it gives you like, you can fade it a little better, where I have to be kind of careful with this one because it is so actually well glittered. But that gives you a nice little like fade from black to sparkly red. So I'm going to finish these nails up, and then I'll come in and talk to you for a minute before we finish. Okay guys, so we're all done here. We have our super cute, sexy, simple, Valentine's nails here. We have our little hearts on our ring fingers, and then the rest are a nice black to faded red, sparkle. Let me turn my light off here and see if I can get you without a glare. See if that shows it any better. And like I said, all you have to do is put some nail polish remover on a Q-tip and wipe around your nails to clean up anything, any mess-ups or anything, and, they'll be perfect and ready to go. One of the best tips that I can give you guys when you polish your nails to give it a nice, clean, professional look is when you're polishing your main color, which in my case would have been the black. After you polish your nails, take the brush and swipe it over the tip of your nails. Always paint the tip of your nails. Paint the tip of your nails with the color you're using so that you can't see either your natural nail or your fake nail. It gives it such a better, more finished, clean, smooth, professional look to it. Paint the tips. That's one of the best tips I can give you. So there you have it, guys. Sexy, simple, really easy. Anybody can do it. Valentine's nails. So if you like this video, subscribe, give me a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you want to see more, I'm actually going to do another Valentine's look. This one is a little bit more, simple, sexy, I like to say. I'm going to do, a more fun one next time. So if you want to see that, stay tuned, subscribe, hit the little bell so that, you get a notification when I upload it, and enjoy your nails, guys, and come back next time.